Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another round of sound. This is the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown. I'm Bob Pompeani. Boy, do we have a lot to get into tonight. College football, Pitt in the driver's seat. Penn State, boy, they got beat up bad yesterday. We'll talk about those two teams. We'll also get into the Penguins, who are suddenly losers of 3 in a row. And what will they do tomorrow against the Devils? Changes? We'll find out. But the #1 topic tonight on the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown, Steelers winning again on the road, and they sweep 3 straight against AFC North teams. We have many things to get into, and here is your panel. They'll be debating these topics left to right. We have Andrew Fillipponi from the PM team on 93.7 The Fan. Every day in the middle, it is Mr. Josh Yohe, outstanding columnist for The Athletic covering the Penguins. And to the right, it's Tim Benz, TribLive.com.
Hello, Mike Thomas. Hello, Mike Thomas. Hello.
And the Steelers Radio Network. All right, we have a lot to get into. I'm going to start with a Steeler question. Very impressive win today on the road. A tough place for them to play. So, Andrew, I'll start with you. I'm going to give you 5 choices, guys. Mike Hilton, James Conner, Josh Dobbs, Ben Roethlisberger, or the offensive line. Pick the star of the game for me, Andrew.
Yeah, Bob, I'm going to go with Ben because I thought we were going to see scary road Ben today. Baltimore is a house of horrors for him. He's got putrid numbers there, and to play turnover-free football against the #1 total defense and #1 scoring defense in the NFL, and to convert over 60% of their third downs, long drives that were capped off by touchdowns, very effective in the red zone. And even though there were really strong performances by a bunch of offensive players, I thought he was the catalyst at the most important position.
Yeah, I thought that the biggest difference in today's game was James Conner. I thought that James Conner was the biggest reason why the Steelers were better in Baltimore than they were when they played the Ravens here. I thought that was the factor by a country mile. 2.1 yards per carry in the first game, 19 yards overall. Only got 3 handoffs in the second half. 163 total yards today. There are 3 things that James Conner needed to prove to me to make Le'Veon Bell completely obsolete the rest of the year. Number 1, stay healthy for 16 games like Bell basically did in his last 2 years. Number 2, be good in the playoffs, which Bell has been 3 out of 4 games. And number 3, be good against the Ravens. Bell, since 2015, 132 yards per game total scrimmage against the Baltimore Ravens defense, 7 touchdowns, and now James Conner puts up a game like this. He's 1 for 1 so far on that checklist after today.
Yeah, and by the way, Tim, James Conner's ability to catch the ball out of the backfield continues to astound me. He literally looks like Le'Veon Bell now, but I'm going to give some credit to the big guys up front. The Steelers' offensive line, it might be the best in football right now. Ben Roethlisberger is not getting touched. He was sacked 1 time today, and that was a very intelligent play by Ben to hold onto the ball and let the clock run down in his final pass attempt of the game. The holes are there for James Conner, clearly. Even when this line has been banged up, they've gotten the job done. The Steelers are a little different than last season. They're not quite as explosive without Martavis Bryant. It's more of a ball control kind of offense we've seen in the last month, and they have handled it brilliantly, and it all starts with those guys up front. This is the best Steelers offensive line, and it's been good for years. I think this is the best it has played maybe in the last 5 or 6
years. That includes Matt Filer, who's in there once again, the anchor man.
Didn't even notice him, did you?
And I thought DeCastro was fantastic, particularly early, jumping out to the
Villanueva.
And Villanueva was really good against Terrell Suggs. Suggs isn't what he used to be, but I thought Villanueva was really good against him, and it's no coincidence that line has been very good for the last 4 games. They've won their last 4 games. I think Villanueva's had his best production these last 4 games.
All right, I'm going to give a little shout out to Mike Hilton because I don't think there's a better guy playing the slot right now, and he's a Pro Bowl caliber guy. He never misses tackles. He had #1 in coverage against Mark Andrews, who's way bigger than he is.
7 inches.
Technically sound to get up and deflect that ball, and then the tackle that he made on Lamar Jackson, which is not easy, it saved 4 points. Dobbs needs a little credit too. But before we do that, this one, 5-2-1. If we had said at the beginning of the season Steelers would be 5-2-1 after the first 8 games, I can't add, what would you have said? Would you have taken it? And does it matter how they even got there? Where are they now at 5-2-1?
You know, it does matter how they got there insofar as 2 of the non-wins are in division. I would have preferred they be 1 step ahead. I wanted to see at least 6-2. I was even maybe hoping for 7-1 after 8 if they wanted to contend for home field. I think at this point, with the way the division is going, 5-2-1 at this stage might be good enough. Here's the answer. It's good enough if they take care of business against Denver and Oakland and split the rest, and then it'll be okay.
Well, it's good enough because they're still within shouting distance of New England. And that's all that matters to me. If the Patriots finish ahead of the Steelers in the standings, the Steelers are done because they will not, under any circumstance or condition, go to New England and win a playoff game. We're conditioned to think that, and for good reason. So, barring what happens, we're taping this before the conclusion of Green Bay, New England. Depending on what happens in that game, still, Pittsburgh is close enough where you would feel like over the second half of the season, plus with the game at Heinz Field against the Patriots, like you would have a reasonable chance of finishing ahead of them in the standings.
Yeah, the Steelers are certainly in the driver's seat to win the division at this point, no question. But it's all about getting one of those top 2 seeds for the Steelers, largely because of what Andrew said. They're not going to go to Foxborough and win. We know that. We've seen it many times. I will say this, though. Let's give Mike Tomlin a little bit of credit. I was very harsh on him about a month ago. A lot of people were, because they did not look like a well-coached team in September. But his teams, and this is actually one thing they have in common with Bill Belichick and the Patriots, they get better as the season goes on. We see it almost every single year. I give him a lot of credit for righting the ship. And 5-2-1, could they end up with 11 wins even though they have a tough schedule? Yeah, I think they could.
All right, we're going to take a break, but we'll continue the Steeler conversation when we come back. We want volunteers, not hostages. That'll be one of our topics. But before we do that, hey, the venue is a critical part of every fan experience. And if you're a fan of luxury cars, you have to visit the all-new Audi Pittsburgh in the Strip District. I did, and I was blown away by this 4-story, world-class showroom. And the Audi vehicles inside are equally impressive. Stop by now for special grand opening offers only at the new Audi Pittsburgh from number 1 Cochran and their sister store, Audi Washington. We'll be right back. The number 1 Cochran Sports Showdown is brought to you by number 1 Cochran. Go one. And by Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield. Have a greater hand in your health.